Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon. First of all, an apology for not being there presently, physically there to present the last part of this presentation about poverty reduction. And apologize, and well, even though I'm not there, I'm there in the spirit and in presentation and in video. So I hope you enjoy this last part of the presentation. I'm not gonna take that much since I'm concluding. And well, not first, but I also like to thank my companions, my classmates, and my team members for allowing me this, and for their very interesting presentation as well. And as you've heard of them, there are a lot of aspects about poverty. And to conclude this presentation, we're going to talk about the remittance and poverty reduction results. This is based on a study made by Richard H. Adams and John Page, and it was founded by the World Bank. And according to the Global Development Finance, it was a study done in 2004. The international remittance sent back home by migrant workers have a profound impact on the developing countries, especially Asia, Africa, Latin America, and Middle East developing countries. At these countries, it was estimated back in 2004 that around 175 million people, roughly 3% of the population, live and work outside their countries, was part of the migration. And official remittances were a total of 93 billion per year, coming from Mexico, a country where it's polluted with migration. I can say that this is quite the second largest income of Mexico, and it is the case of many countries, like in developing countries. And well, in spite of the ever-increasing size of official international remittance, of official money sent back to their countries, there has been little or close to no attention has been paid to analyzing the poverty impacts of these financial transfers. And well, the study of Richard H. Adams and John Page was done on 71 countries, and concluded before arriving to the results, it had two main problems, had two main issues, which was lack of poverty data and the nature of the data, which I'm going to talk about later, but still it's important to put it out here right now. And well, the results. Without boring you too much, there were three main results of two policies. The three main findings about this study was that the first one was that both international migration and remittances significantly reduced the level, depth, and severity of poverty in the developing world. On average, a 10% increase in the share of international migrants in the country's population led to 2.1% decline in the share of people living on less than $1 per day, which, if you can remember from our part of the presentation, the Millennium Development Goals of 2015, one of the targets was clearly the reduction of this proportion of people who are living under less than $100 a day. And well, after this results, it's one possible way of tackling this issue. The second issue, the second result was related to endogeneity. International migration and remittance may be endogenous poverty, which means related. The results showed the extent of this endogeneity bias on the poverty is not enlarged in absolute terms, which means, the results show that on average, 10% increase in per capita official remittance will lead to a 3.5% decline in share of the people living in poverty. However, with the non-instrumented OLS, it suggests that there was 1.8 decline in share of the full people. Still was some decline, and sorry for that. And well, the third result was basically an attention needs to be paid to collecting and publishing better data on the instruments, because one of the main, as I mentioned earlier, one of the main issues was the data. So there is a lot of developing countries that do publish their findings of not their findings, but the numbers on how many people migrate and the number and the places where they migrate. However, there are still a lot of developing countries that doesn't do it, and there was a lot of problems and issues regarding those places where data cannot be secured. And the other suggestion of the IMF um, should make greater efforts to count the amount of not just official remittance monies, not only count the amount of official remittance transfers, but the informal unofficial channels as well. This is because most of the time it's done as well through unofficial channels due to the high cost of doing it through official channels. And we're talking about people that lives in less than $1 a day, so it's understandable. And finally, there are two policy recommendations that these two persons that did the case suggest, which is managing migration, first of all, and remittances. The first of all, which is the managing migration, is that given the results, given that the positive impact of the international migration on poverty, it puts the question the current migration law, the current migration policy taken by the developed countries and developing countries as well. They suggest that they should be carried a more integrating migratory policy who targets a better and larger global dialogue on economic development and poverty reduction, since it does have a positive impact on it. And the second one was remittances. Remittance, and it was related to the third finding, which is the high cost of them. There's a need of reduction of the current high transaction cost of remitting money to labor exporting countries. Given what I've said before, given that these people live in less, and it's most of the cases are poor people that are living in poverty, the high costs present a large deterrent. And lowering the transaction cost of remittances will help increase the poverty reduction impact on international remittances, and will also encourage larger share of remittances to go through official channels and not the unofficial financial channels. And well, with this we conclude, and we hope that we give some space for debate. And well, even though I cannot answer all your questions myself, I'm more than sure that my teammates are more than capable. And thank you very much.